now, pay later industry, or BNPL, has exploded as an alternative to credit cards.
15 credit cards and they're all maxed out.
It's not the $1.2 trillion in debt.
Credit card debt just reached a record high of $1 trillion.
More than $1 trillion.
$1.16 trillion.
This number follows you everywhere. It judges you. It controls you. And the worst part, most people have no idea how it actually works. This isn't science fiction. This is your credit score. And today, you're going to discover the truth about the invisible system that controls 200 million American lives. Right now, there's a score attached to your name, between 300 and 850, and this number has more power over your future than almost anything else in your life. Want to buy a car? They check your score. Want to start a business? They check your score. Want to get insurance? They're checking your score too. In some cases, employers even check your credit score before hiring you. Your ability to get a job determined by an algorithm. But here's where it gets darker. This system generates over $10 billion every single year. And the three companies that control this empire, Equifax, Experian, and TransUnion, they don't work for you. They work for the banks, the lenders, the corporations that profit when you're in debt. You're not the customer in this system. You're the product. So how did we get here? How did three private companies gain the power to determine the financial fate of an entire nation? Let's go back to 1989. America was drowning in credit card debt. Bankruptcy rates were skyrocketing, and lenders had a problem. They couldn't tell who would pay them back and who wouldn't. Enter Bill Fair and Earl Isaac. Two mathematicians with a radical idea. What if we could predict human behavior with math? What if we could create a formula that turns your entire financial history into a single number? They called it the FICO score, and it changed everything. Before FICO, getting a loan meant sitting across from a banker who would judge you based on whatever they felt like. Your appearance, your handshake, whether they liked you. It was subjective, biased, and often discriminatory. The credit score promised something different: objectivity, fairness, a system that didn't care about the color of your skin or which side of town you came from, just the numbers. It sounded perfect. It wasn't. Here's what they don't tell you. Even the people calculating it don't fully understand it. The FICO algorithm is a black box, a proprietary secret locked behind corporate walls. We know the basics. 35% payment history, 30% how much you owe, 15% length of credit history, 10% new credit, 10% credit mix. Sounds simple, right? Wrong. Hidden inside this formula are dozens of variables nobody explains. Why does closing an old credit card hurt your score? Why does paying off all your debt sometimes lower your score? Why does checking your own credit damage it? The system punishes the very behaviors it should reward. And here's the truly insane part. The credit bureaus aren't even using your real data. They're using data they've collected about you. Data that's wrong 20% of the time, according to the Federal Trade Commission. 1 in 5 credit reports contains a serious error. There's a 1 in 5 chance that the number controlling your life is based on false information. And fixing it, the process can take months, sometimes years. Meanwhile, that error is costing you thousands in higher interest rates. Now let's talk about who's getting rich. Every time you apply for credit, the lender pays these companies to check your score. Every time you check your own score, someone's making money. Every time you sign up for credit monitoring, more profit. But the real money comes from keeping you in the system. The credit score isn't designed to help you get out of debt. It's designed to make you a reliable borrower. There's a difference, a huge difference. Banks don't make money from people who pay cash. They make money from people who carry balances, who pay interest, who stay in debt for decades. Your credit score is the tool they use to sort you, to price you, to extract maximum profit from you. A person with a 620 credit score might pay 6% interest on a car loan. A person with a 760 score might pay 3%. Over a 30-year mortgage, that difference costs over $100,000. $100,000. Because of a number you don't fully control, calculated by a formula you can't see using data that might be wrong. This is the trap, but the problems go deeper. The credit score system is fundamentally flawed at its core. First, it punishes poverty. Don't have a credit card? Low score. Can't afford to keep old accounts open? Low score. Need to borrow money because you're struggling? That inquiry lowers your score too. The system assumes poor people are risky, but poverty isn't a character flaw. It's an economic condition. And using past financial struggles to prevent future financial success, that's not safety. That's a trapdoor. Second, it rewards debt. Want a perfect credit score? You need to borrow money, stay in debt, prove to the banks you're a profitable customer. Financial independence, paying cash, avoiding debt, living within your means actually hurts your score. The system punishes the financially responsible and rewards the perpetually indebted. Third, it ignores reality. Your credit score doesn't care that you lost your job in a recession. It doesn't care you got sick and couldn't pay medical bills. It doesn't care your car broke down or your rent went up. It just sees missed payments and judges you for 7 years. In 2017, Equifax was hacked. The personal data of 147 million Americans was stolen.
The last couple of days, actually, we've been hearing more about this, and we're talking about the massive data breach with Equifax and all the questions that come with that.
Yeah, and you want to know who exactly is Equifax, how hard were they hacked, and
Social security numbers, birth dates, addresses, everything. And how much did American consumers pay Equifax for this protection? Nothing, because you're not the customer. You never were. When Equifax failed, when they exposed half of America to identity theft, what happened? The executives sold their stock before the public found out. They made millions. The company paid a fine less than 1 year of profit. And your data? Still there. Still vulnerable. Still being sold. This is the system we trust with our financial futures. Some countries are moving beyond credit scores. Japan focuses on employment history and stability. Germany looks at income and expenses. They're asking a better question. Can you afford this loan right now? Not, have you been a profitable customer in the past? In America, there's pressure for reform. Alternative models including rent payments, utility bills, employment history, systems that treat you like a human being, not just a number. But real change won't come from the credit bureaus. It won't come from the banks. It will only come when enough people understand this system for what it really is. A 3-digit number controls your access to housing, transportation, education, and opportunity. It's calculated by a secret formula using data you don't control, by companies you didn't choose. For the benefit of corporations, you'll spend a lifetime paying. This is the credit score trap.